Hey guys, Dustin here, CEO of 630. Want to talk to you today about the question, can e-bikes go on a bike rack? So let's talk about it. E-bikes in general are going to be almost about double the weight of a normal bike. And so the reason for that is you've got a motor in the back and you've got a battery. And between the motor and the battery, you're talking about adding anywhere from, say, 20 to 40 pounds to the bike. The batteries can weigh anywhere from 15 to 25 pounds. The motor can weigh about 10 to 15 pounds in and of itself, whether it's mid-drive or rear hub or front hub motor. So with that said, can e-bikes go on a bike rack? So the answer to that question is yes, but I think there are some stipulations. So my number one suggestion is if you want to take your e-bike on a bike rack, take the battery off. Take the battery off, put the battery in the front seat or in the back seat or in the trunk, and then put the bike onto the bike rack. So number one, I wouldn't want to put, that's about 70, the 630 e-bikes weigh about 70 pounds, about 65, 70 depending on the model. So I personally wouldn't feel comfortable putting that kind of weight on my car rack on my car. Now, with that said, I do think there's types of car racks that are better, but I'm talking more about a trunk rack that is mounted on the trunk of a sedan. I personally would not put a 70-pound bike on that. Now, if you have a hitch rack, I would say you could put the full e-bike on there, or if you even have a hitch rack where you actually set the bike in a tray, I would say yes, you could put the e-bike on there with the battery, but my suggestion, take the battery off, put it in the car. You don't have to worry about the weather getting to it or something bad happening if the bike flew off and, you know, with the battery, without the battery on there, it's just gonna, you know, you're not gonna have to worry quite as much. So take the battery off, put it on there. So the answer is yes, you can put e-bikes on there. Now, as I said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend certain types of racks, or I would recommend other racks over other racks. So with a trunk rack, how it's secured to the car isn't going to be as durable as a hitch rack or even a roof rack. Now, I would not recommend a roof rack for an e-bike because of the sheer weight of it. Now, unless you're, you know, Hulk Hogan and you're comfortable like lifting that thing on top of your roof and that's where you like it, then so be it, go for it. But to the average person, I don't even think it's gonna be possible to get an e-bike on the roof. So I personally would rule that out. Also, I think it's pretty dangerous having to lift, you know, a 50-pound, even without the battery on there, you're still looking at about 50 pounds for this bike. So lifting that on and off is going to be a real challenge. And then you've got that thing sticking straight up on your roof, you know, another 4 feet in the air above your car. And God forbid, you know, something hits it or it flies over or the wind picks up, it's a bad situation. So stay away from roof racks. My ideal suggestion would be a hitch rack. Now, obviously not all cars have hitch racks. You can always get a hitch rack installed, but they're secure, they're mounted to the frame of the car. The hitch itself is usually mounted to the frame of the car. They're welded, they're not going anywhere. So, and those aren't going to be attached to the car itself. So you're not going to be putting that weight necessarily pushing down on your trunk or something, whereas the trunk racks, they will. The weight will actually be coming down on your trunk. You're going to be risking scratching your car or things like that, which that's a risk with any bike rack with normal bikes, not just e-bikes, but obviously with something heavier, just more chance for something to go bad. So if you can do a hitch rack, it's also going to be a little bit easier to lift the bike onto a hitch rack. Generally speaking, with the trunk racks, they kind of angle them up, so you have to lift a little bit higher to get the bike on there. Sometimes it can even be challenging with just heavier, you know, non-motorized bikes. So with an e-bike, it's going to be even more challenging. So hitch rack's the way to go. The other thing too is like, be careful. These are heavy bikes, so you know, can they go on a rack, period? Well, if you're comfortable lifting about 50 pounds, they can go on a rack. Now that's even without the battery, because the battery is going to be 15 to 25 pounds. So we're talking about 45 to 55 pounds for these bikes. So if you're not comfortable getting that kind of weight above the ground, the answer to can these bikes go on bike racks is no. If you just can't get the bike up to the rack and put it on there, then they can't go on there. So the other suggestion is if you're going to do a trunk rack, I don't recommend it, but if you do, I'd strongly suggest only one e-bike on that rack. I don't feel comfortable. I've yet to encounter a trunk rack that I think is entirely secure. I have done it myself, but I'm always a little bit weirded out with doing any more than 2 bikes of a non-motorized bike. So if we're talking e-bikes, I would just suggest only one bike if you're going to do a trunk rack. And please make sure you're comfortable lifting that kind of weight. Now, my other suggestion is why do you even need to put it on your car? Let the bike do the work, pedal wherever, use the pedal assist, use the full throttle, let that e-bike do what it's supposed to do. You don't even need the car. 10, 15, 20 miles, these bikes can get you there. And if you've got a bigger motor and a bigger battery, you should have no problem making it, 25, 30 miles in pedal assist mode. So maybe you could do pedal assist on the way out and do full throttle on the way back. You could do a 30, 40 mile round trip with not exerting too much energy. So leave the car at home. But if you need to take the car, that's my suggestions for car racks. Any other questions you have for us, please reach out. You can email us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. Check out our e-bikes, find them on the top nav up there. And please enter your height and weight in our body fit calculator. It will tell you which bikes are the right fit for your body. If you get a thumbs down, reach out. We'll help find a bike that fits you. Our goal at 630 is to find a bike that fits everyone's body perfect.